Let's take our employees file that you'll find in your working folder and look at exploring getting the largest and the smallest values that we would like. Now, we're probably all aware of the min and the max functions. The min and the max functions will give us the smallest and the largest values in a given range. So if I wanted to find out the salary, the date of birth, the largest and the smallest, I would simply say, let's find the largest salary by doing max of the salary column, and then the lowest is equals min of the salary column. The date of birth, the largest date of birth is max of the date of birth column, and then the smallest is equals min of the date of birth column. Now, in both these cases, no formatting has occurred. These are the raw numbers. So for the salaries, let's format as currency. And for the date of birth, let's format as date time. Let's go for short date. In this case, the max of the date of birth is actually the youngest person because it's the most recent date. It's the highest date, therefore closer to where we are now. And then the min is the oldest date, so the furthest away, therefore the oldest person. Now that's great, min and max work fine. How about if you want to find the second or the third or the fourth largest value? Then we need to use a different function which is called large. If I were to take the same salary column and let's say I want to find the first, the second, third, the fourth and the fifth biggest salaries. Then let's say equals large of our salary column, comma, and then K is effectively the index in that range. So I want the highest to start with. I would put a 1 and return, and that should be exactly the same value as the max function. Let's add some formatting. Find the second equals large of the salary, comma 2. Return. So the second largest salary is 49,500. Now I've gone and typed in the 1 and the 2 here, but I could reference this cell on the left that is containing the 1, 2 and 3. The advantage there is I can then replicate this formula. So instead of putting a 1 in there, I'm going to reference that cell, 57,250 still, and then I can replicate this formula down to 5, and it will give me the top 5 salaries. So the person who's the 5th biggest earner is on 45,250. Now I can do exactly the same at the other side effectively. The bottommost 5, let's copy the 5, put a little label here, top 5, and then we'll have a little label here, bottom 5. Now to find the bottom 5, I use a function called small. I can't use min, that will only ever find me the lowest value. But if I use small, I can search through my salary range and come back with the smallest value, so the one where the index is 1. And the smallest value is 950, which is the same as min. But for the second smallest, the third smallest, the fourth smallest, and the fifth smallest, if I replicate this formula down, then I get those values. So the second lowest earner is on 10,000, the third 10,250, the fourth 10,250, and the fifth 10,500. So there we can see the bottom 5 and the top 5 using large for the biggest ones. So it's equals large, open brackets, the range you want to check through, comma, which index value are you after? The first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, etc. That index can be fed by another cell, as we've done here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's looking at the cell contents to find out the index to bring back. And the same for the bottom, the small ones. Equals small, the range you want to have a look through, and then the index number that you're trying to bring back. So in this case, we've got a 2, it's the second smallest number. So min and max are the two outsides, highest and the lowest. Large and small will allow you to pick out any value in between the min and the max, using large to start from max going down and using small to start from min going up.